Morning, everybody, and welcome to Wake and Base. I hope everybody's having a good morning. I know I'm having a good morning over here. Just getting things going, moving, grooving on a Thursday here. Yeah, that's about as far as I have thought this episode through. Because as you know, here on the channel, I always do the most diligent of preparations before every show. Every single moment crafted down to the second. Every laugh, every genuine moment pre-planned. Just like what we're about to get into, which is more of my favorite jams. A random journey, if you will, through free association of my mind. Should get crazy. No, as I've talked to some of you guys on the Discord channel, I've got a show coming up this week, tomorrow actually. Filling in last minute for somebody, and so I've just been going crazy trying to learn 35 songs in a week and a half, which I've almost done. Almost. It's a lot to memorize, but a lot of 12-bar blues form, so that makes it a little bit easier. So what I thought we would do today is just continue what we were doing last time, having fun going through some tracks, talking about some of y'all's favorite tracks, maybe changing some opinions or formulating some of my opinions here, because last time we were talking about what, there's a button on my shirt here, we were talking about some of our favorite vocalists, city pop vocalists, and different voices that we really, really like. And I think it was Minako Yoshida came up. Somebody came up that was, I was like, I'm not so sure about. Or no, it was, who does that song, Fantasy? We'll get there. It'll come. Mako Nakahara. Man, that was a hard letter flip. So, that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to listen to music, check out some vocalists, and just like we find out with Mako Nakahara, wonderful vocalist, we'll find out some new things. So let's go ahead and say good morning to everybody here. First things first, see if I can say this right. Dula Abilo. Bonjour. Good to see you, my friend. My mon ami. All right. Okay, Anna. Good morning. Good to see you. Julian. What is up? Bobby. Good morning, my man. All right. One of my favorites is August Rain by Toshiki Kadomatsu. Well, look at that. We're already just stacking up with the tracks right here. Okay. Oh, Carolina. Very nice to have you here. Perfect timing yourself. All right, well, enough talking from this goober over here. Let's go ahead and get switched over to the old research screen. There we go. Ooh. Did not think about what my microphone would look like hanging down in this box here. Got a little invisible line. All right, first things first. I thought we would start off with somebody we've talked about a fair amount, but not in a while. And that is Ryo Fukui. This guy is he might be one of my favorite discoveries from this whole city pop journey here. And he's not really city pop. He's jazz. Pretty much straight up jazz. But what I like about this cat is at the age of 22, he decided, you know what, I like this keyboard piano thing. I think I'm going to learn that. And within 6 years, recorded this album with two other friends that he met along the way. And I do believe they recorded this live in a performance hall over 2 days. It's very Mint Jam style. There's a reason why that 2-day recording length, that's the special sauce for really good stuff. But this is what we're going to listen to, is their debut album, Scenery. And I do believe this track, nope, I was wrong. This one's called It Could Happen to You. So this is a jazz standard, but this is his interpretation of that standard. So, let's listen to it. 1976. I'm also very curious to see if I'm going to get copyright stricken for this. I'm sure I will. Why wouldn't they, right? Oh, real piano, baby. Now, to be fair, he did start on accordion when he was 18. But I don't know how much accordion prepares you for something like this. Look up. I want to see if this actually was recorded in just 3 days. Oh, so tasty, man. I'm going to at least read the English Wikipedia before I just abandon it completely. first solo. Now, I will tell you, one of the nice things about listening to some jazz here is that it is much, much easier for me just to sit here and just absolutely yammer on the top of it. So, just a little bit of info about Ryo Fukui, a guy who we're listening to here. Born in 1948, passed away 2016, R.I.P. But his whole start, according to here, says he began accordion at 18, at 22 began teaching himself piano, then moved to Tokyo. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So, if that was 22, that was 1970. This is 76. That's insane. Absolutely insane. I've been playing stringed instruments for 25 years, and I'm okay. This, though, man. Okay, he's got some favorite tracks here. All right, let's see what the Japanese Wikipedia says. Oh, wow. Almost nothing. Okay. Bebop style. These musical lines are so interesting because it's all standard. You know exactly what's gonna happen with the chords, but how you get from one to the other, that's the interesting part. And he's doing a lot of this. If you really analyzed it, I'm sure that this is a lot of the same things over and over and over again. A lot of the same licks, a lot of the same riffs. They're just a little different, but they're not noodly. They're melodic. And the way that they do their little tag outro of these, like, not triplets, but these da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. When we get there, you'll hear it. It's so tasty. It's so tasty. Okay, here we go. So, during his childhood, he gained experience in a traveling troupe with his father, who was a folk song performer and a blind and versatile traveling entertainer, and his mother. After entering elementary school, he lived at his parents' home in Biratori town, but when he was in the 4th elementary school, parents decided to go to Sapporo. Father opposed him becoming a comedian or a band member, but his parents' workmates ran out of players. So at the age of 18, he started playing accordion to help his father's work. After that, he moved to Tokyo and honed his accordion skills and then mastered... Oh, here it is. Da-da-dum. Oh, I love that track so much. Such wonderful playing, all musicians, so well balanced, and it's really nicely recorded. When I was down in Texas doing all of my audio engineering stuff, and we would go into new spaces, or we'd get a new piece of gear, or we'd be testing something, sound-wise, this was always my go-to track because I knew exactly what it sounded like. It wasn't super hard, EDM hard beat. It was more acoustic, representation of, well, what would it sound like if we were miking a jazz group and we did a great job? It would sound like this. Or that's what we wanted it to sound like, me and my boss. So, Ryo Fukui, very, very cool cat here. Yeah. So, with reading a little bit of information about him, because it's always good to know, context is so important to everything in life, but especially with musicians, understanding somebody's path of how they got to wherever it is you found them is important to really understand what they're doing. So with Ryo Fukui, new information for me, and hopefully for you all out here, his father was a traveling folk performer. That's crazy. That's already a very interesting part of your life. And even though his father did not want him to become a musician, needed somebody to play in the band, so he's like, get on up here. So, pretty interesting beginning, because very often, the instrument that you were started on doesn't always end up being your primary instrument at the end of life. Many, many times, obviously, it does. Virtuoso, that's usually how it goes. But many times people, great musicians, their path starts one way and ends another, or their heart lies another place. Wonderful example is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. one of the gods of, demigods of bass playing. Absolutely top 10 in almost everybody's list. But that homie loves the trumpet, man. He tries to play trumpet on every album. He plays trumpet live. He talks about the trumpet. That's his thing. He loves trumpet. So, very interesting. All right, let's jump on chat here. See what we got going on. Very good. Tetsuji Hayashi wrote for Mako. If you did, you know what's good. Yeah, man. Tetsuji Hayashi is like the secret special sauce that I keep finding in albums if I'm on the arranging side or the producing side. When he's putting stuff together, he's got a fantastic ear. Yes, that was absolutely a real piano. Is his brother the drummer? No way. No. What? This just gets more and more interesting. What? Oh, my brain. Well, then wait a second. Where's his brother's page? Oh, this is good. You guys are the best, man. Excellent observation, Julian. That's exactly. I'm going to have to look into that later. All right, Bobby here. This is one of my go-to records to put on for the Christmas party. Awesome album. It is really good Christmas jazz. This is some very good multi-purpose jazz. I use the word easy listening in the most positive way. It's great stuff. Sequential circuit. I'm always grooving on the chair, baby, especially with the drum solos. Like Petrucciani. See, Julie, I wouldn't imagine Fukui to be well known in Japan. I really don't know what his presence was, how big people liked it. All I know about this album is that it was one that had a big resurgence. People found out about it later and really liked it. Like, let's look at the pressings. So you got 76, 2005, 2009, 2011, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Somebody released this on cassette in 2023 in Japan. Okay, I think that tells us a little bit of something about the popularity of this. If somebody's doing that, oh, that's $20. I have a working tape player. My CD player is kind of messed up. I might buy this for $20. Oh, that's cool. Okay, but this is not Alex's Amazon wish list. This is Wake and Bass. So, yeah, that's very, very cool. I did not know that he had a brother who was the drummer. And then also, I would imagine, to answer your question, more popular in Japan than I thought. I think that kind of speaks to his popularity. Ooh, Vince Guaraldi before this. I don't know who that is. You're going to have to enlighten me. But before I'm enlightened by that, we're going to check out some likes from y'all. So Bobby was saying August Rain by Toshiki Kadomatsu. I'm trying to think of what this song sounds like, because it's been a minute, and I know I've heard it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, watch your stereos, y'all. Ooh. I like that. What is that, a half step bump? Okay, let's see. Guess who is the bass player here? Is it gonna be Aoki? I'm gonna go with Tomohito Aoki. It's just an August rain. That's a good line. That's a good line. And then who's going to be the vocalist? I'm going to say EPO. Maybe Meiko Nakahara. Not sure. I do love this about Toshiki. Every time on Discogs, his stuff will always just be the producers. Like, look how many people worked on this album. You've got 1 engineer, 2 engineer, 3 engineer, 4 engineer, 5, 6, 7. 7 engineers, 2 mixing producers. And I know this was recorded at multiple studios, but still. Nuts, man. Alright, let's see who's on here. August Rain. I don't like to brag, I don't like to boast, but I like butter on my hot toast. Okay. That makes me feel good. Is that Jake? Surely not. Ooh, Bob Minzer. Good job, Robert. This is tasty. Oh, man, you can always tell Tomohito Aoki's sound. He's got a very punchy low end, which sounds weird because punchy is usually like there's a little bit of a high end quality because you can really hear his pops. You know, they're very in your face, but they have body. They're not real tinny, and yeah, his playing style you can tell. I like that. That's the kind of tone that I try to replicate. You know, I really go for it. Okay, let's see who's doing all the background vocals here. Angie B. Okay. Craig Derry.
I'm sorry. I have to go.
Okay.
I think the rain would vanish me. Someday, when we meet here again, I would make you the same smile. It will warm up my heart. Like gentle August.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, this is dope. This is definitely like a, not a B-side, but well, maybe it's a B-side. You know, just kind of a chill Toshiki ballad, but very much, you know, talking about, I'm just going to go ahead and turn that down after the last little bit here. Talking about the qualities of Toshiki Kadomatsu. Not only do you almost, I'd say 7 out of 10 times you have Tomohito Aoki on there, but that punchy bass, fast song, slow song, whatever you're doing, you can always tell if he's in there. Also, the vocal arrangement. He does a ton of background oohs and ahs, but in a more traditional way than somebody like Tatsuro. Because Tatsuro is going like just up to the edge of showing off, but he doesn't show off because, in my mind, it's I need every single one of these vocal parts. And it's his voice doing every one of the choruses, and because of that, it still blends, but it doesn't sound like a choir or a chorus because it's only one voice layered. It has a different quality to it. It's weird to say, but you know, if you really think about it, it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, well, if I just cloned my voice 8 times, I wouldn't all of a sudden sound up here if I was always talking down here. But back to, you know, how he organizes his music. Look at every one of these songs. Most of these have a lot of different players on them, have a lot of different pieces. He likes his big arrangements. So, Toshiki Kadomatsu. That's a cool song. That was a good suggestion, Bobby. Thank you very much. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that quite a bit. All right, jumping back in here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, he's got the Giga Chat. Julian, I think after Gold Digger, he got a lot of work done by U.S. musicians. Yeah, let's look and see exactly where that line was here, because this does have a whole bunch of U.S. musicians, North American people. Let's see where it was recorded, because it may have been Clinton Recording Studio. That doesn't sound Japanese. Yeah, that's in New York. So a lot of this, or at least some, I guess I shouldn't say a lot of this, but it was recorded in, where's Power Station? Oh, okay. It was recorded in America. Was all of it recorded in America? Let's see. Recorded at. Yeah. Okay, overdubbed. Huh. I wonder what that means. I have to look that up. See what overdubbed means in an engineering capacity. And you got your mix. Wow, this looks like, okay, so all of this was done in, it looks like it was done in America. Very interesting. So what album is this? Is this his 7th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's his 6th. All right, so Gold Digger, definitely this was all done in Japan, for sure. If, I can't remember if Han Solo, if you're out there somewhere, I want to say this was Han's favorite album. I think so. Shout out wherever you are, homie. Let's see here. Mixed, overdubbed. Can I see some Air Records? Ba-boom. Now we're back. Yep, we're in Japan. All right. Good job, Julian. You nailed it. That is exactly the sauce. Looks like on the 5th studio album, Gold Digger, Toshiki, came to America. So he's kicked off in 1981 with Sea Breeze. And then by 1986, he is traveling the world. Yeah, I didn't know that. I wonder if, okay, last one. Then we'll get back to listening to music. Sorry for, I mean, I told you, it's stream of consciousness. If you've been here more than once, you know exactly what goes on here. All right. Yep. Okay. I did not know that this was all recorded in North America. So see, like I was saying, context, y'all. Oh, now that's a Japanese studio. Studio Sound Valley is a Japanese studio. Okay, so not exclusively. What about Cetic Studios? Okay, that's also Japanese. Well, okay. Well, maybe my theory's falling apart. More research was needed. Okay. I almost said Japan because I was trying to read. And then I actually did say it now that I realized that. Okay. So no, this one was recorded in Japan. Very interesting. Yeah, I like See Is a Lady. I think that's a really good album. Okay, very cool. All right, I'm learning a lot today. I'm learning a lot. I was learning a little bit, but I'm always so pleased when I learn a lot like this. It feels good. Okay, what else we got here? Yogi Horton plays drums on Gold Digger. Really? Okay, cool. There's lots of good stuff here. There's lots of stuff. Oh, and Hatsukoi. That is a good song, too. All right, well, enough talking about songs. Let's listen to some good stuff. All right, now there was another request in here. Something else somebody wanted to hear. Ba-da-ba-ba. Ooh, I want to know who this is because I'm a little ignorant. But while we're doing that, we're just going to listen to Hatsukoi because that's an awesome song. Is this... I don't think I spelled that right. Oh, yeah. Toshiki. Uh-oh. DJ Mel, what are you doing to us? Okay, we're good. Is this the right song? I think it is. Dude, I still can't believe whatchamacallit, that Ryo Fukui's brother was playing drums. That just blows my mind. I forgot how good this song is. Let's see, what is this? Now, this is a single, right? Yeah. Dude, this song just hot hits. And this is like what, 85? Okay, so this is 85. Minako Yoshida. Oh, and here's Yogi Horton, man. We were talking about that earlier. I hope someone takes a picture of me that happy someday. That's a good one. grooving, man. Oh, damn. Yogi Horton died June 8th of 1987 when he fell to his death from a 17th floor hotel window in New York. Okay, that's a story that we're gonna look up. Oh. Damn. After a Luther Vandross concert, that's a downer. Man, look at his career. He did Milk and Honey. I don't like Yoko Ono. Got bad taste in my mouth. All right, Gloria Gaynor, very nice. George Benson, a king. Cheryl Lynn, Aretha Franklin. Very cool. Let's see what we got in other languages here. No other languages, eh? Man, Donnie Warwick too. Man, this guy's got a career. All right, Hatsukoi, man, fantastic song, absolutely fantastic. So just taking a look at why this song is so cool. I gotta give some ducats to this boy, Marcus Miller, man. Marcus, don't know his middle name. Henry, Marcus Henry Miller. Is it Junior? Junior. Yeah, Marcus Miller, baby. Such a amazing bass player, such a tight sound. And let's just go ahead and give it just 1 second of close listen to hear what I'm talking about here. His high end, his pops. It was very similar to Tomohito Aoki, where you've got this. I mean, like it's like slapping your stomach. It just hits you. You know how punchy this is. I love that kind of rhythmic stuff, man. And what Marcus Miller too. I mean, he's got his show. You know, Power is one of his show-off songs. But the way he uses the different techniques, like instead of popping all the time, he just does a ton of slapping and then gives you 1 or 2 pops, and then the pops really stand out. He's great about that. So he's playing bass on this song. Who else we got? Minako Yoshida is in the chorus, was the arranger. Very cool. Already mentioned Yogi on drums. Oh, here we go. Here's a little Marcus solo. A simple solo, but the tone. And he's playing so well with the drummer. All right, who's on percussion? Is it Pecker? Who's doing it? Or is that all Yogi? That'd be cool. Oh no, here we go. Ashiri Johnson. Who are you, homie? Man, everybody's just so happy. I love it. That's a cool picture. Okay, so this is all Minako Yoshida. Very nice. I don't know any of these other people here. That's enough right there, man. Minako Yoshida, Marcus Miller, Toshiki Kadomatsu. Pretty tasty. Pretty hard to deny its tastiness. So, fantastic track there. All right, jumping back into what we got here. Yes. Do you remember me? Banger from ABs, too. Is Hatsukoi from the ABs? I mean, I know that Toshiki played in the ABs, I know, but I didn't know if that was a song. We'll have to look that up here in a second. Yeah, man, the feel of on this song, the keys, just the whole thing is super, super groovy and a really cool blend of 70s soul with what was going on, you know, in the 80s. This new sound, this new feel. Very, very cool. Legacy of You. Oh, yeah, this is gonna put a bra and underwear on his guitar. Toshiki, you got too much money now. All right. The groove is stinky. Yeah, I have to say, Daniel, you ain't wrong. You're not wrong. It's so good. The song is a music video? All right, I'll have to check that out next time. The city pop music videos I find are very two-pathed. It's either just exactly what you expect, which is just a club or something, or, you know, some kind of beach scenery or whatever that's done either good or bad. And then you got the weird. I don't remember what song we were listening to, but she was a waitress in a weird fever dream diner. It was a strange one. It's a good song. Weird video. They get weird sometimes. All right, one of the best solos ever is on the track. Yeah, dude, Bobby, it's a dope solo. It's just the tone. I always appreciate when you have a good solo that's based around tone and not based around speed. Yeah, and that Barry sax, man, giving some Jake Concepcion a run for his money. Ronald Kuber. Not Kubert. Dude, he looks like if Palpatine had a goatee and played sax. I don't know why that came into my head, but that's just what it was. Cuber Libre? Xanadu Records. 1970s was a crazy time. Okay, well, that was fun. Well, looking up some people that I was not aware of earlier was Vince Guaraldi, who was mentioned earlier as a jazz pianist that somebody was listening to that I'm definitely going to have to start listening to and give a check out because I always enjoy getting some new stuff. Oh, I'm going to buy that cassette of Ryo Fukui. Okay, now, I wanted to bring up this is another jump point. Jumping to good old Tats here. We've got For You. One of his, I don't know, we'll have to look it up here while we're listening to the song to see what exactly are the most well-received, most acclaimed Tatsuro records. But I believe this is one of them. And I don't know what trend started this, but people started doing hip-hop rap mashup albums with city pop. And this, with MF Doom, was one of the first ones that I was aware of, and I'm pretty sure it was one of the earliest versions of this city pop hip hop rap mashup idea. So what I want to show is Your Eyes, the very last track here. And what I really like about this song is not only all the chorus and the arrangement of it, how he writes it, and I think I'm being cheesy, the lyrics are beautiful, I like it a lot. But it's just, classic. Man, this is why Tats is a cut above. Because this is a really good example of the vocal stuff I was talking about, where you've got a chorus, but it's all him. And I know it's doo-wop. That element is also different. It gives it a different quality. But as we're listening to this, that's something I think that sets him apart. So let's check that out. Tatsuro, Your Eyes. And there used to be an a cappella version online that was amazing, and now it's gone. Also, there's a Rick Astley AI cover that is something that we'll listen to after we get the actual song. Now, this is weird because they keep pulling this song down, which is strange to me, but let's see if this is it.
I'm dreaming, and in my dream I see your eyes.
All right, Kenny T, I guess let's see what you got.
I'm flying.
This is quickly turning into a React video.
I I see your
And I hope I'm not gonna have to roast this guy.
all my longing.
But the kit looks nice. Okay, we're good.
Always live my life in fantasy. No chance to take. No heart to break.
This is a crazy. That's a crazy kit, man.
My hand and you make me
Weirdly old,
two dreams.
but very nice.
It's morning, and as I wear
Yeah, that's like an old Roland V series.
your eyes, they are my reason. They are
Why do you have a? Why are you miking a electronic kit? Oh, it's because of the hi-hat. That's a great sax entrance right there. Okay, not bad, guy. That's a tasty little fill. Let's see what he's got here. I just realized he's playing barefoot. Get it, homie.
no chance to take. No
Fuck. As we get towards the end here, I'll turn it back up. But Tatsuro, man, such a great arranger, such a great musician. Oh yeah, use that key change. Just drop out, dude. Just drop out.
It's morning, and as I wake,
Ill-advised, Kenny T. Ill-advised. Oh shit! You got 103,000 views. Get it, Kenny. All right. Gotta shut my mouth.
made my dreams come true.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Those harmonies. Exclusively Tatsuro. Just amazing. Anytime you've got something, to me, this is my opinion, anytime you have a musical style, a technique, a sound, something that is so uniquely you that it can really only be described as your sound, that's a good thing. Examples of this. Les Claypool of Primus. So if you don't know who that is, if you've ever heard the theme song to South Park, that real twangy kind of that kind of voice, Primus has such a unique sound, and Les Claypool plays his instrument so crazily, the bass, so crazily. It's Les Claypool. You can always tell if it's him. And he's in like Duo de Twang, and he's got other groups that he plays with and things like that. And I believe he tried out as the bass player for Metallica. And I think Les himself, after he played, was like, I don't think I'm right for you guys. I think he vetoed himself. I'm not positive about that on the story. I think he actually went to the audition. But anyway. People like that, or Flea from the Chili Peppers, you can always tell his tone, his style, what's going on with that. Tatsuro, that vocal quality, you can always tell it's him. That's something that he does. And another good example is the George Benson, that's what I call it, where you play your solo, but you sing it at the same time. So most George Benson solos, he does that, where he is singing while he's playing the guitar. The one that I'm just thinking of right now that I heard most recently is Give Me the Night. Great song. So let's get. He does this. And if you listen real closely, even though the singing is in the forefront, he's playing the notes underneath. And in some songs, he reverses it, where you hear the notes real clearly and you just barely hear his voice. But I call it the Benson. I love it. It's a great technique. Let's see. I guess I missed it already. Yeah, here it is. That's dope. It's dope. I've practiced doing that myself, and it really, to me, improved my soloing and playing because it forced me to really verbalize where I wanted to go and what I was thinking versus what my hands were doing, and it helped me line up in my brain what my body was betraying me with my fingerings. But stuff like that, I always think is super cool, and I'm so happy to have Tatsuro in that ranking in my mind. I'm just an amazing musician who just really did their own thing in a super cool way. Yeah, good luck finding any tats on YouTube. He clamped down on it, man. It was so weird because all his stuff was up there like 4 or 5 years ago. Then City Pop got super big, resurgent. Let's see now, because I wanted to look and see what his most popular album was. But this resurgence of City Pop has really made, people like Spotify and what's the big one? Japanese, like Sony BMG. Are they combined yet? No. Anyway, they've been snatching up all the rights to these albums, and so I'm just surprised they're not putting them on YouTube because you can get such easy promotion, to other platforms with it. Because YouTube, audio quality is just not as good as Spotify or some of the other alternatives there. It's good enough, if you're doing headphones or if you're, just on the go listening to earbuds. But if you've got a nice sound system, it doesn't cut it, so why not let people just sample it and then keep the good stuff over here? Why am I hiccuping so much? All right, so using our little cheat sheet here of how to determine how popular things are, we look at the versions and we see how many times something was released. So if we look here and we see 5 versions, we can go and see, all right, well, when did it come out? 72. All right, reissue in 85, twice, once in 92, and then we've got some random unknown. So Circus Town, let's take a look at this. I bet this one was reissued fairly recently. Oh, look at that, 2023. Boom. So that's probably some of our issues right here, now that I think about it. It's because it was just repressed, and I bet that the YouTube algorithm, or the bots in control there, look at that, another 20, and I bet this is it right here. These were all re-released, and they were put into the YouTube library, and they probably gave it priority because it was newer. And look, okay, so this is RCA Areola. Okay, so this is a new release from the same company. So what about Surfin' Rabbit Radio? I wonder if that's why they have trouble with that one. So are these all RCA? No, this is CBS Sony. So let's see what happened here. Doesn't matter. They still got it. Oh, Great Tracks. Who's that? Okay. CBS Sony. Very interesting here. Very interesting. All right, Melodies. This might be our winner right here. Damn, look at all those releases in 83. Whew. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Just that 2013 release. I guess people want 2014, Big Wave. Okay, this is Moon Records, so that's not... Let's see. Let's do the test. Let's see if Big Wave is on here. That'll be the real deciding factor. The Super Mario 64 cover. Oh, yeah. I do have to say, some of these... Oh, Jody? Magic Ways. I need to watch this movie sometime. It's magic. Oh, that's fun. I always enjoy that. Well, maybe not. Maybe they just took Tuts. Maybe he just clamped down on it himself. Hard to say. All right. What else we got on here? Let's see here. Yeah, nice male vocal harmonies are rare on city pop. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, we started off listening to Toshiki Kadomatsu. Great voice. Great voice. Great singer. But to me, doesn't hold a candle to Tatsuro. It's just more interesting to me to listen to. And it's not that it's an in-tune, out-of-tune. And it's also a very different style. Totally, totally different. But the way that Tatsuro records himself is very raw. And what I mean by that is not produced. So you're not, you know, using a lot of compressors, or you're not using a lot of reverb. You're not masking your dry signal with wet. You're just going direct and recording the room. And he just has such a natural sound, and it, you know, just beautiful voice. It's just one of those things that's just like, man, he sounds so good, so cool. Did Johnson do the, okay, we got Sequential Circuit Prophet talking about somebody else doing the same technique here. Johnson, I like that, okay. You talking about Robert Johnson? That guy? From the Blues Times? I'll have to look. Hosono did the same thing in 84. Let's see. Yes. Oh, Robert Johnson. Okay. Very cool. Robert Johnson, you know, the guy who, blah, 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 what's it called? Crossroads. Sold his soul, according to legend. Sold his soul to the devil to obtain the ability to shred the blues. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, I'm totally blanking on all. I wrote a paper on him a lifetime ago in my undergrad degree, talking about the blues, the relationship of the violin to blues, and talking about the devil in relationship to both guitar and violin, and the association, and how over time that association of kind of demonic musical powers shifted from violin over in Europe to piano, and then switched over in America to guitar. But what it really had to do with was these cultural stigmas, stereotypes of traveling musicians. And so what did the traveling musicians play? Well, they couldn't play huge instruments. They played carrying instruments that you could carry. So that's why the violin started off in Europe, and you'd have people like Paganini, you know, who made up the whole shtick about selling his soul to the devil to be able to just absolutely shred. But he just wailed and had some really good tips and tricks, secrets that he kept guarded very, very well for a fairly long time. People, you know, there's some real funny stories of people trying to copy his music, because he was just psycho about, like, I'll never release my music because I don't want people to copy me, and I want this all to be mine. There's a great story of a dude who knew he was coming into town and was going to stay at a hotel, so he booked the rooms around him somehow, and then, or the one right next to it, and then checked out a day or two before and hid in a closet or hid somewhere in this room, you know, because Paganini's just like, yeah, make sure these rooms are empty, because when I practice, I don't want anyone to hear me practicing. So this guy was in there, and he's just listening to Paganini kind of in the dark, I guess, with a lighter. I don't know what you have in 18, 15 or 20, whatever, and he's just like, yeah, this is good stuff. Just writing in the dark. And he got one of his pieces, and then he put it out later, and Paganini was like, oh, he's so mad. But talking about Robert Johnson, yeah, I forgot the names of all his songs. Let's look it up. That whole conversation could have been averted by just, going right now. Here. I bet it has blues in the name of the song. What was he known for? Look at all these biography. Devil legend. Thank you. Interpretations. Musical style. Great. Can I get a discography? Thank you very much. Because there's not a lot. There we go. Kind-Hearted Woman Blues. Dead Shrimp Blues. Crossroad Blues, Come On In My Kitchen. 3220 Blues, Walking Blues, Milk Cow's Calf Blues, Honeymoon Blues, Stop Breaking Down Blues, Me and the Devil Blues, Love in Vain Blues, Preaching Blues, Up Jump the Devil. Yeah, I guess back then they really wanted you to know what you were getting into. It's like, this is blues. Traveling Riverside Blues. A lot of blues. If I have possession of Judgment Day. Yes, another thing about this era of blues music, very religious. Very like Southern soul food, crazy, intense, religious. Like all these songs are very, they sound lighthearted, but they're about very intense subject matter. Like, what's going to happen to my soul when I die? I don't know. Stuff like that. But yeah, Robert Johnson, amazing. But if you listen to his stuff, what has been discovered recently, when this was recorded, which let's go ahead and just say the right dates exactly. 1937? Is that what we're dealing with? It looks like. 37. Yep. Yep, these are all 37. Okay. During this time, it was not yet standardized with record lathe cutting, which is, so records, how they originally cut was you would have a needle spinning on the record connected to a microphone, and as it heard the sound, would dig it into the plastic, and then they could make a mold of that, and then they would copy that, and then that was how they made records. But it was not, there were several different types. Think of, in most recent years, I mean, it's so different now because we have apps, and apps are, different versions of the apps are the things, then one takes over, like TikTok, because we had Snapchat, you had Vine, you had Instagram stories, YouTube shorts. There's a bunch of different versions of that, but TikTok won. So before that, you had DVD, or you had Blu-ray and HD DVD. Blu-ray won. Betamax versus VHS. VHS won. So there was a previous recording size that was recorded at a certain speed. And I think it was like 10 years ago, somebody did some research on Robert Johnson and, let's see here, album speed, and realized, hey, this is too fast. Because everybody, when they heard these recordings, like, man, he's so good, and he's like making all these crazy licks, and how does he get that sound? And if you know anything about records, when you speed something up or slow it down, not only do you change this tempo, but the voice gets higher or the voice gets lower. It changes the sound. So this is a subtle but interesting thing, where apparently it was recorded at 76 RPM and played back at 78. But that's highly improbable, and all of them have been issued at a single consistent wrong speed. So listening to the comparison here, let's see. It kind of changes the sound. To me, I think it's pretty weird. So let's see here, Preachin' Blues. Let's see if I can get the original Preachin' Blues. Preachin' Blues. You can tell I've been playing Helldivers. Up Jump the Devil. Okay. You can already tell, man. I mean, this just kicks ass. Okay, so this is what everybody heard, was this version for like 80 years. And then a whole bunch of nerds came along with their research and citations and ruined it. Still good,
Up this morning,
but it's very different.
blues walking like a man.
It creeps me out a little bit.
Up this morning, blues walking like a man.
Compared to this,
What a blues. Give me your right hand.
it's creepy, man. Like, listen to how fast that is. Like, I have to check to see if that's sped up. That's nuts to me, man. And then here's what's really gonna make everybody's gravy later. Really thinking about it up here, is, you know, sell yourself to the devil stories. Historically speaking, looking back upon it, with the other major example, because Robert Johnson died young. Let me see exactly when he passed away here. Let's look. I want to say that he died when he was like 25 is my guess. 38. 27. There you go. Okay, not bad. I mean, terrible, but my guess was not far. That sounded horrible. Anywho, so he died very, very young. Paganini, devil in the violin guy. Franz Liszt, devil piano guy. Two big previous figures in this role. They both, later in their lives, were like, oh yeah, no, that didn't happen. No. Paganini was just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. But Liszt felt bad about it and became religious later and really tried to be like, no, I don't want to talk about the devil anymore. Modern example, Dave Mustaine of Megadeth he's Megadeth, man. Wrote a lot of songs dealing with different topics, some of them with the devil, and there's one or two songs specifically that reference Satan or something that now that he's religious, born again Christian, I think, he doesn't want to do those songs anymore. Which to me is like, man, if you wrote the stuff, you can change your mind totally and you can give us a little preface about it, but still do it. I want to hear that song. It's a cool song. Anyway, Robert Johnson never had a chance to do that, because he passed away. So we don't know what happened, most likely. I don't think that it's true. However, if it was true, wouldn't the best way to do it to be to goof up how people listen to your music so it sounds faster and more impressive? I don't know. Conspiracy theory for the day. And info about Robert Johnson. Legend of blues rock and roll. All right, man, we got way off topic here from the old city pop here. But one thing that I do want to end off with here before we're done for the day is this chart that I stumbled upon that I want to get some opinions on here because it's a little bit confusing to me because I don't know if I agree with all the statements on here. But if we look at this city pop alignment chart, let's see here. We've got this cultural purist, cultural neutral, cultural rebel. So you got the purist, neutral rebel on musical and cultural here. So what they're saying for cultural purist, city pop is from 80s Japan. Neutral, city pop is not necessarily from Japan. And cultural rebels, city pop is not necessarily from Japan nor from the 80s. Aha. Okay, so I think I get that. So the purist, city pop is disco funk with influences from jazz, tropical, and Latin music. Musical neutral, city pop is disco music but does not necessarily have the above influences. Musical rebel, city pop does not have to be disco music. I mean, city pop is disco music always. It can't. It's a weird one. It's a weird one in general. Okay, so who do we got? So for the purists, we got Plastic Love by Maria Takeuchi. That makes sense. So for the purists, so city pop is disco funk with influences from jazz trap. I'm wondering about Alessandro Mussolini. That's not a great last name. Let's see here. Nightbirds. I don't know that album at all. Okay, I guess I understand this a little bit better. So it's just trying to say, like, if you... Because when I'm looking at this and it's just like, I don't know, man. Juice. I don't know that city pop. You got elements in there, for sure. I mean, I guess you could make an argument, like, if you just want to talk about that one specific song. But Lizzo's all over the place. And Never Gonna Give You Up. Dude, that's just pop, baby. I don't know if I agree with this. Let's see if anybody has any hot takes, any opinions on any of this stuff. The techno city pop like YMO. Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with this chart. But yeah, missing things is a huge part of it too. Prank. I hate arguments about what is and isn't city pop because only people who haven't seen the sun and grass in years have a strict opinion on it. That's a good point, dude. Like, it really, like, to get on a soapbox and to make huge sweeping statements is, I mean, it's mostly a bad idea unless you got something you really want to fight for and you've thought about it. Okay, fine. But yeah, dude, this chart makes such little sense to me. And then the real killer is this bottom row where it says, Cultural Reb, what is city pop? Beethoven's Ninth Symphony is city pop. What? I just don't. Is all I have to say. Oh. Getting a random phone call from Texas. Don't they know I'm on TV? Internet TV? Sorry, distracting. I don't understand where this Beethoven's Ninth is coming from. Yeah, I don't know. These charts, it confused me. I just wanted to ask the crew here, like, is this a thing? Because I feel like it's not a thing. You know, like, it's not a thing. I'm with you. Everybody needs to go outside. Although I do like seeing Hiromi Hosono put in as a sound anarchist. Because we do get a little bit, you know, talking about YMO right there. There we go. And I do kind of want to see what this Sonoko is all about. But also talking about, like, Makoto Matsushita saying that the album is often considered to be part of city pop because of the aesthetic, albeit the artist is also often proficient in other genres. I guess, man, like, but with something like First Light, that's not even... It's weird to say, but I feel like city pop is like believing in Santa Claus. You can tell if somebody really believes or is just saying they believe. And when people make music, you're just like, yeah, that feels like some city pop. Because, like, Ryo Fukui doesn't feel like city pop to me. Just feels like jazz from Japan. Or, you know, Rick Astley does not seem like city pop. That's just pop from America. Like, I don't really get that. But First Light is a rock album that has city pop elements, but like, once you start having that kind of conversation, it's like, well, what is that exactly? What's happening? That's where I think you are starting to get to that city pop essence, because it's not really definable. Because once you start saying, oh, well, it's Plastic Love by Maria Takeuchi, it's like, well, that's one part of the giant chart. I was going to say, if anybody's ever seen this chart before, it is excellent. If you have not, and by excellent, I mean, I wouldn't say excellent. It's not perfect, but it's a really good general start to understanding this. You've fallen into a giant hole. Because with city pop, this is a really good way of starting off by saying synth pop. You got, even within all of these styles, you've got idol pop, which is not, we don't really do a ton of this on the channel because it's not really my jam, and it's, you know, I just don't listen to a ton of that, but that's a huge third quarter of this music. You got the folk side, you know, and then when they talk about the essentials up here, which we can argue about later, just look at this top row. These are all very different, man. Toshiki Kadomatsu, or After Five Clash, as dope as that is a different kind of bop than Timely, which both of these are very different feels from Love Trip. You know, For You, we listened to a little bit of that earlier today, and then, you know, Taiko Inuki, the The Dishwasher album, that is such a weird window. Sunshower is a great album, but that's more of like the sound anarchy chaos side where it's like those are just really good, just kind of funk soul songs. So we listen to some cool stuff here. We're a cool community of diverse musicians. It's pretty good stuff. All right, let's see what else we got. I'm gonna finish up in the chat here, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. Let's see what we got. All right. Yeah. See, I didn't even have to go into that whole thing. You guys already nailed it, Julian. City pop is one of those things when you know it, you hear it, or when you hear it, you know it. I agree. Does not need to be Japanese. No, not at all. Let's see. Akina Nakamori had a string of great albums. The first 7 are A to A+. Yeah. I mean, there's so many artists. There are so many artists worth talking about in the genre. Let's see. Shakatek is great. I want to check them out. Kangaroo is another group. All right, I'll have to check out their stuff. Brit funk in general is a great subgenre. City pop adjacent. Yes, it is. It is. The Warriors. That's a British funk group that I think they only had one album, and their hit was called Destination. One of my favorite funk songs of all time. It's so good. No Ohashi. I know. Anytime you look at a list, you're gonna get mad. You're always gonna get mad because it's just like, what? Why is this here? Why is this not here? All that kind of, But whoever said it earlier nailed it. Just go outside. Yeah, Prake nailed it. Just, if you're getting too spicy about it, don't get too spicy. Put that spice on a burrito. All right. Yeah. Yeah. No, if you putting them in an umbrella, a general zone, a ballpark, if you will, is always nice. Let's see here. Let's see. Tatsuhiko Yamamoto doesn't have a bad album and nobody knows about him. I do not know about him. I'm going to look him up and listen to it. First Light is city pop. You can't change my mind. Yeah. It is. It definitely, no, there's no argument. It's just the idea of what is city pop. It's like, what is the meaning of life, man? Good luck, Everybody's got a different opinion. Hideki Saijo album. Did I not do that album? If I have not, then you're right. That does deserve an album of an episode of Wake and Base. I'll have to get on there. Dude, my man, Warriors. That's what I'm talking about. You guys are cultured. Just cultured. I love it. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out, giving some good talking points, some good suggestions. Get me rambling about the Delta Blues. It's always fun. But yeah, I hope you guys had a little bit of fun today. If you are not a part of the Discord channel, go join it. Link in the description below. It's a great community, totally free. Lots of fun things in there. We got a ton of resources, things for sheet music if you're learning how to play, if you got questions for me, if you have suggestions for the channel, suggestions for music to listen to tab, all that good stuff. Go check it out. Got Patreon, also linked down there if you want to throw me a couple bones, if you just got extra ones you want to throw in the trash can. I've got some backing tracks for those of you who want to play along with the tabs that I have. I've got those available up there. And then, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I've been working on the last 2 weeks scrambling to get ready for the show tomorrow. And I'm planning on taking some video and some recording. I have no idea. It's at a bar. What the setup will be like or if I can get any good audio. But I will do my best and see if I can't share some of that with y'all. But that's why I've been behind on a lot of the tabs and updates and all that kind of stuff. But things are in the works. Things are coming. And once that show's over, I'll have a lot more time to focus on that. So until then, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the day, a wonderful weekend. And I will now begin waving goodbye while I try to figure out what button I click first. And I really, after it's like over 100 episodes, absolutely need to figure out which one